Now, don't waste your money to stock up foods. That's the advice coming from the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Aboagye-Wiafe. Now, this follows some hikes in food prices over fears of a shortage as a result of the announcement of a partial lockdown by President Akufo-Addo. Allaying fears at a news conference in Accra, Dr. Aboagye-Wiafe assured there is enough food available on the market to meet needs of Ghanaians due to the Planting for Food and Jobs program.
In terms of supply and demand, as I've said, seasonally, you expect the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter of the year to have an increase in prices of food generally, because stocks are very low and farmers are busy preparing their lands for the planting for the new season. So that is generally what one would expect. But on top of that is this mad rush to stock up, which has actually accentuated the situation. And like night and day, once everybody comes back to normality and the assurance that the food supplies are there, these prices are just temporary. They're going to come down. So those of you rushing to buy at 2-3 times the price of what they used to be, you're just throwing money away, because the food, the stocks will be there in the markets, and the food will be there to the white sellers and the other food vendors to be able to meet the demands of the poorest in the society and of the highest in the society. Supermarkets are open for food. So we are saying that don't waste your money on unnecessary stocks of food, because the food will be there tomorrow for you. It will be there next month and the month after. And things are getting better in Ghana because of the delivery on the promise by the president in terms of growth of agriculture. And we are on track.
The minister also noted that though there have been hikes on the world market, Ghana is not vulnerable due to measures put in place by government to ensure food security. He insists there's no need to control market prices.
To be honest, given the situation in Ghana today where we are having surpluses, there's no need for price control. It's only the consumer behavior, instant behavior towards the emergency which has caused it, and it's temporal. And I don't know how many people bet anything. I'm prepared to bet that in the next week or two, prices will come back to normal once people realize, like, the essence of this interaction, to assure the people of Ghana, the consumers of food, that there is more than enough food in the system. They don't need to rush to stock up, because this is a war situation. We are talking about just 2 weeks with a possible extension of the movement, depending upon if we are successful in what we want to do. After 2 weeks, we'll be back to normal. So it is a very short period of interruption, and there's no need to stock up. The moment the consumers begin behaving normally, all the prices will come back to their levels.
So we want to get some more thoughts on this, and we're touching base with content manager of our Greek communications firm, Isoko Ghana, Francis Danso, on Skype for his thoughts. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Business Line.
Good evening, and thank you.
All right, now, so what are your initial thoughts with regards to what the Greek minister has been saying?
Thank you. I think that the assurance should have come a bit earlier, because when initially markets in Accra and some parts of the country were closed down for disinfection, and because of what was happening around the world and how consumers were behaving and the pictures that Ghanaians saw outside, it made a lot of them think that once the situation is not brought under control and then we get to a lockdown, commodity prices were going to go up and supplies were going to be less. And so that created a mad rush for the commodities, and prices soared up. So I think this assurance should have come a bit earlier, so that consumers will relax and know that anytime that they go to the market, they will have whatever they need to buy.
And you believe that is a fact that, because of the Planting for Food and Jobs, we have enough to cater for the population?
Stocks depends on what happens. And I know that during the last planting season, reports indicate that we had surplus. And so if it is there, it is going to help in this situation that we have demand foreign and that so that supplies can meet the demand.
Now, he also mentioned the fact that there's no need for market control prices. When do countries come in with price controls for food commodities?
In this current regime that we have, Ghana's market is a free market. And if government will want to control prices, then it means that government is going to either set some ceilings that traders cannot sell their goods above. And government will have to also use resources to make sure that whatever prices that put in place, traders buy it. And we do not, I don't think we get to that stage where policemen and soldiers to enforce prices. So I think whatever our government is doing now will help calm down the situation, and prices should not rise once consumers accept that they can always get whatever they want to buy.
Many thanks for your thoughts. Francis Danso is the content manager for Isoko Ghana.